Hello. Hope you're all doing well. That was weird. OBS, are you okay? Anyway. I hope you're all doing well. And if not, I at least hope that your night improves. So, tonight, we're going to be using the Cats Rule the Earth Tarot, the Moonology Manifestations Oracle, and I'm gonna use the Illuminators Amulet again. Because I've enjoyed this deck lately. So I might, in the middle of this, decide to go and get some tea. I'm not sure yet. I might. I also adjusted my camera, my tripod, up a little bit so that there's more like space for me to actually show the cards. So yeah. I might not be streaming too long tonight, as I have been getting pretty tired pretty early, but we're gonna try to go for a little bit here, so. We will end up getting a cup of tea here soon. I just got like a cup of water before stream here, and I've already like drank a third of it, so I guess I'm kind of thirsty. And some tea sounds really good. It's been a couple of weeks, so. Alrighty. Let's see what we got tonight. Cards sticking together already. Really? Again? Okay, this deck apparently does not want to fucking cooperate tonight. Alrighty. Okay, we got the Five of Wands reversed, the Two of Cups, and the Ten of Cups reversed. Also, hello, Ro. I hope you're doing well. So, seems like there was some amount of, like, conflict, or just, like, stress. May have been potentially some arguments here that were happening with that Five of Wands reversed energy. Because it's just kind of like, sort of like clashing energy. Or like butting heads energy. Like an upright reversal, is it just kind of releasing? And this may have been in regards to, you know, like, the Two of Cups here is pointing towards, like, some relationship that doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. It's just often interpreted that way. But this refers to all sorts of connections, okay? This refers to all sorts of connections, whether that be friendship, like, partnerships in the form of, like, work-related stuff, and the like. And you may not have been seeing eye to eye for a bit, and you may have been arguing for a bit here, which has led to some just like dissatisfaction and some unhappiness and just general discontent. And I don't know why that was just a phrase that came into my fucking mind, but it's time to set your differences aside. And collaborate. Collaboration, not competition. Collaboration means not just working together, but also communicating. Okay. That's the key of any healthy relationship. Romantic, friendship, or otherwise. Okay. It's interesting that this one ended up popping out. So I was also just kind of thinking in my head to, I was thinking in my head, like, at that moment, that, also don't let those past conflicts and those past arguments, those past disagreements and all the past just, like, all the past just, like, conflict and clashing. Don't let the fear of that, like, hang over your head. Okay? Alright, we got first quarter moon in Taurus, release control, and full moon in Cancer, let your fears dissolve. First quarter moon in Taurus, release control. What in your life are you trying just a bit too hard to do? What are you absolutely stuck on, to the point where you won't even entertain other ideas? You need to release your grip on life. Whatever you want, release it to the universe and trust that the universe will come back to you with whatever is for your highest good. If you're feeling possessive about someone or something, your challenge now is to live and let live. In a financial situation, self-worth is the key. Avoid get-rich-quick schemes. Manifesting mix. This card brings in a steadfast energy, but it's clashing with another energy that wants to be free. Seed control for best results. Manifesting mindset says, realize that even though you can manifest your life to a great extent, you can't control everything all of the time. Karma comes into play, as do your deep down beliefs about yourself. Okay. This one does not have an affirmation with it. Some of these do have like little affirmation things with them. This one doesn't, unfortunately. Alright, and then we got full moon in Cancer. Let your fears dissolve. Hello. My queue isn't open yet. Just starting off with collectives first. It will be open shortly, though. Full moon in Cancer, let your fears dissolve. Fear and neediness may now be at play. Fear is debilitating, while neediness isn't usually very attractive. Acting out of fear is a risky response, so if you dwell on your insecurities, what you'll manifest is an extension of those insecurities. The reason why we should face our fears is that in doing so, they often simply dissolve. If we don't face them, they can influence us to act in ways we otherwise wouldn't, which means we can end up manifesting the very thing we were hoping to avoid. To see off the fear that's in you, face it right now. Find a balance, manifesting balance section for this card says, find a balance between Cancer's oversensitivity and Capricorn's coolness. Manifesting mindset for this says, facing your fears and working out where they came from will point you in the right direction and get you into the right mindset. This one does have an affirmation, and the affirmation for this says, I completely love and accept myself as I am. So, don't let fear or insecurity get in your way here, okay? As both of those things, either of those things, may be creating a blockage of sorts. Even if that blockage is just an emotional blockage. Okay, we have the You're in Alignment card here, which means that you're on the right path. Okay, you're going in the right direction. So just keep going. Keep doing what you're doing to the best of your abilities. And just keep seeing that through, essentially. Okay, so I hope that message helps for whoever may have needed to hear it. Oof. Hiccups. Okay. See. Alrighty. Is that the boy? We got two cards stuck together and they both happen to be fives. Okay. Oh boy. We got the Six of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles reversed, and the Nine of Cups. So to get to where you want to be, you're going to need to accept help. Okay. Six of Pentacles and Three of Pentacles are pointing towards a need for help. There's a lack of like working together and collaboration with this Three of Pentacles reversed energy. And the Six of Pentacles is it's about the balance. It's often about the balance of like give and take in relationships, okay? And it's okay to accept help from people who care about you, okay? That may be like accepting help in some form, okay? Accepting help in some form. That could be, you know, like accepting help from those that care about you. And it could also be seeking out professional help, okay? Don't be afraid to seek out professional help here if it's necessary. Hello? That card. Oh, okay, hello. Okay, we have another card that's popped now. Okay. First card is New Moon in Gemini. Second card is New Moon in Cancer. New Moon in Gemini. Think it through. A positive outcome lies ahead. However, to take this opportunity from the ether and make it real, you need a positive mindset. On some level, you already know how to get what you want. Use your smarts. Think it through. Look for the signposts about what to do next. Ask, what am I expecting? Focus on positive expectations. Expectations attract. If you're having doubts, talk to someone. Make a list of your goals. There's a way through. Use your mind and your words to help others see things your way. In other words, communicate. Even accepting help can just literally mean talking to others and letting them help carry that, like, load with you, okay? Think Frodo Baggins and Samwise Gamgee, okay? Share the load. Manifesting focus for this card says, this card is an especially good sign for matters related to a flirtatious situation, anything written, an upset you've had, or a relationship that feels blocked. Manifesting mindset for this card says, expressing whatever is on your mind is always a good idea, but this card also suggests you need to do some inner work and trust your intuition. The affirmation for this is, knowledge is powerful and I am powerful. I just realized these are right next to each other. Literally only have to turn the page. New Moon in Cancer. Relax. This card holds a divine feminine energy, and drawing it strongly suggests the goddess energy is on your side. Relax. You and your loved ones are being looked after. Whatever your heart holds dearest is safe and well. This may not be the time to charge at what you want, so think about whether you can approach it from another angle. If someone in your life needs you, nurture them. Nurture and be gentle with yourself too. Your diet may need improving for your own well-being. Manifesting focus. This card is a good omen for family issues, house moves, sales and or purchases, or someone or something that needs protection. Manifesting mindset. Spend time with people you love and who love you. Develop a thicker skin. Cherish what you have, and you'll have more to cherish. The affirmation for this card is, when I nurture myself, life nurtures me back. So, remember to be gentle with yourself and take care of yourself. Do your best not to overthink things. Okay? No. Speak it into existence. So, this is kind of going both in line with that whole part about communicating, even if that's just opening up with like the things that are bothering you and accepting help and support in that way. Okay? Accept help and support in that way. And this is also going in line with that whole like the whole thing about, you know, just like keep working on it, okay? Keep working on it. Keep seeing it through. Okay. So I hope that message helps for whoever may have needed to hear it. Also, hello, Kazi. Sorry, I forgot to say hi to you earlier. I think I was in the middle of reading a card when you came in. I'm doing alright. Contemplating on if I want to go make a cup of tea or not. How are you? Thank you for the reminder to hydrate and stretch there, bro. Is that your way of saying that I should go make a cup of tea? Yeah, I suppose I probably should. Tea would be really nice and cozy right now. Then when I get back, I can open the queue. Because I finished the collectives. I finished the collectives, like, pretty quickly this time. They were pretty concise, so... But yeah, I suppose I should go make some tea. It would be really nice. Oof. Yeah. I understand that one. Oh goodness. Okay, I need to go wash out this mug that's been sitting on my desk for a few days. But I haven't put out in the kitchen. Oops. You're about like 6 hours ahead of me. It's only like 5:30 p.m. here. You must be somewhere, I'm guessing somewhere in the UK or somewhere in like Eastern Europe. Ah. Yeah. I see. Alrighty. Well, I will be back in probably like, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes. It usually doesn't take very long to make a cup of tea, so I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. I am back with my cup of tea. I have an electric kettle, and I usually heat up the water that way, and then I just put a tea bag in a mug. I don't have any milk right now, sadly. And also, milk doesn't necessarily go the best in this tea. It will add like a tiny splash of it occasionally, but this is... I decided to make, just on a whim, I decided to make a tea that I don't drink very often. It's called Lapsang Souchong. It's a tea that's very, very smoky because the tea leaves are dried over bamboo with pine wood, I believe, a pine wood fire underneath it. It's a very smoky tasting tea, and it's definitely not... It's not for everyone. It's a very acquired taste, and it's apparently very divisive. There's no middle ground. You either love it or you hate it. I don't mind it. It has a very interesting flavor. But yes, I'm out of milk right now. I need to get milk next time I do some shopping. I realized the other day that I forgot to get milk. But it's okay. But yeah, it is very delicious though. It's a very interesting flavor, and it's a... I find the scent quite pleasing. Because you definitely get that, like, pine woody scent infused into the tea. So it's very, like, refreshing, and it has almost this, like, cooling effect on it. Because of the smokiness, the specific smokiness of the tea. It's very interesting. It's hard to describe. I find it quite refreshing because of that, like, weird cooling effect that it almost has. And also, it's very, like, clearing. Like, I find that it just kind of... It's one of those teas that, because of the intense scent and because of the type of scent, it also does kind of help clear my head a little bit. It's a nice tea when I want to just kind of, like, clear out some of the fog in my head and just focus a little bit more. It's very, very delicious, too. Especially with, like, just a bit of sugar. Even though you might think that that sounds kind of weird with a smoky flavored tea, a little bit of sugar actually helps bring out that flavor. It helps bring out, like, some more of the depth of the flavor. So, it's very good. And it isn't bad with, like, a splash of milk. It's not one of those teas that does well with a lot of milk, though. But sadly, I don't have any milk. Hi, Bree! Yeah, I have sugar in most of my teas. At least a little bit, because sugar helps enhance the flavor of a lot of teas. It helps bring out the depth of flavor in so many things. But, like, I get why people wouldn't you know, like sugar in their tea as well, so. But for me, my preference is usually with a bit of sugar. And most of the time, milk. A splash of milk. Nice. I hope you're doing well. I've just finished the collectives about like 10 minutes ago and went and made myself a cup of tea, and I'm currently enjoying that. So you're just in time for the queue. Which reminds me, I should actually go open that really quick. Now that I'm back. Okay, queue is open for whoever wants to join. But yeah, I'm just enjoying my cup of tea, which is very, very pleasant and very much needed right now, actually. It's been... I don't even know, it's been a few weeks since I've had some tea, actually. I have had a cup of coffee here and there. Same. Hot chocolate is also delicious. I actually need to get some Mexican hot chocolate. It's been so long since I've had Mexican hot chocolate. I mean, not that it would be too difficult to make like my own simple version of Mexican hot chocolate with just regular, you know, hot cocoa mix. The secret to Mexican hot chocolate is cinnamon. Oh, this cup of tea is absolutely delicious. Camera, are you okay? Why did the white balance just do that? That was weird. Alrighty, Adam, it looks like you were up first. So are you ready? Okay. Let me just enjoy another sip of my tea really quick. This is actually very, very helpful in just kind of helping clear my head right now. And also soothe me. It's also very warming right now, and it is starting to get cold here, so ugh. Okay. Also, I see a few more gnats out in my room when I open my door. Great. This is why I don't get fresh fruit anymore. Every time I fucking do, gnats always fucking get attracted to the fruit. Always. Without fail. Especially fucking bananas. Not a fan of bananas? Yeah, that's what I thought. That one was mostly sideways. But it ultimately wants to be upright. And this one is just sideways. Oh. I'm sorry. I don't like bananas too much either, mostly because of the texture. I can't eat too many of them because the texture gets to me after a while. So I tend not to get bananas too much. Okay, we have the Knight of Pentacles, Four of Swords, and the Three of Cups for you here, Adam. Which essentially is just kind of telling me that, like, yes, like, yes, there's still work to be done here, okay? And yes, there's still work that you need to be doing, but remember that you don't always have to be pushing forward constantly, okay? And remember that taking a break and taking time out for yourself to just enjoy yourself isn't going to impede this progress here, okay? It's not going to impede the progress. It is a part of the process. So, take some time out for yourself, create some distance from the things that need it, and spend time doing things that you enjoy, okay? Exactly. This card is, like, these cards right here are all about slowing down. Especially. And this is all about slow progress still being progress, okay? And this is a step in that process, okay? You can't always be pushing forward. Yeah, I know. I've been trying to do that a lot more myself, and I mean, you've seen how much it, you know, like, does help me. I kind of haven't been doing enough of that the past couple of days. But I've also been a little too tired to do much of anything. I spent like a good chunk of time in bed. I mean, there's, yeah, you know, the fucking a couple nights ago where I just pretty much literally slept most of the day. Because depression. But yeah, yeah, just do things that you enjoy just because you want to do them. Don't worry about, you know, like, don't worry about everything else. The key of any of this is, you know, like, focusing on yourself, okay? It's all about focusing on yourself and your needs and doing what you can to actually meet those needs. Yeah, we'll put this together. Hello there. Interesting. Okay. We have first quarter moon in Aries. Step into your path. Something is holding you back from racing towards your next goal. Achieving anything is nearly always part inspiration and part hard work. Believe that you can create whatever you want. Be you. Take action and be smart, but also be bold. Don't allow inhibitions or others' restrictions to hold you back. That too, okay? That was something that I was going to say, but didn't. Is do these things without expectation, okay? And without worrying about the expectations of others. Be systematic, but also allow yourself to get excited about what you want. If someone seems to be working against you now, deal with your emotions as calmly as you can. Manifesting Mix says, this card represents a mix of having the courage to chase your goals, no matter what anyone else says, while still planning and being strategic. Manifesting Mindset says, whatever you're doing right now, remember that as well as passion, you need a plan. That's the way to overcome any obstacles. And with this one, there also isn't an affirmation, unfortunately. Okay. Your card here is Loosen Your Grip, which goes in with what I said about letting go of expectation. And just kind of doing things for the hell of it. And also, don't do something because it's something. Don't just do something because it's expected of you. Do it because it's something that you actually want to do. Okay. And just to the best of your abilities, you know, just kind of like go with the flow. Okay. Just go with the flow. So I hope that message helps. And also, earlier today I found this. I found my old ring with a cluster of amber on top of it. I got this for like my 17th birthday. So it's quite old, and it's in need of a cleaning. Most certainly. But it's sterling silver, so... It is absolutely in need of a cleaning, though, because it's tarnished to fuck. but I've always loved amber. It's very pretty, and it's also amber's old as fuck. Literally just solidified tree sap, or tree resin rather, from like old ass trees. So you can tell it's old because it doesn't quite want to fit on this finger anymore. Like I got this when I was 17, so yeah, I'm 32 now. Like this could almost fit as a fucking pinky ring on like this finger. There's a bit of a gap there, but like, yeah. It does still fit on this finger though, so. That's some delicious tea. So hello, Kels. I saw you join earlier. Forgot to say hi though. Okay, it's your turn, Brie. Are you ready? Okay. Headphone cable, why you do this to me? Let's see. Ooh, hiccups. Okay then. Why are like all why? It's just like sideways. Why do you keep flip-flopping? It's still landing mostly sideways, but it does like point in a different direction each time. What am I gonna do with you? Whatever. Uh, oh boy. Okay. So we have the Seven of Cups that doesn't want to choose a fucking direction. And the Moon and the Five of Cups, which both chose a very clear direction. Sorry, hold on. My sinuses are not quite enjoying the fucking temperatures currently, especially the fucking rapid change in temperature. Like, bitch, today was like in the fucking 70s. It was fucking 70 today. That was the high for today. And then it's like dropping down to like the fucking low 40s again. My sinuses are not very much not happy. Anyway. Seven of Cups, the Moon, and the Five of Cups reversed. So, it's very fitting, funnily enough, that the Seven of Cups did not want to fucking choose a direction. Because the Seven of Cups is being pulled in many fucking directions. Even the card is just like, yeah. I ain't choosing no fucking direction, bitch. I don't fucking know. Which is funny because I swear that's like the second time this card has done this for you specifically on stream. I believe there was another time that the Seven of Cups came out and it did the exact same fucking thing, and I'm pretty sure it was for you. Which is just like really funny. It's fucking funny. It's just like, yeah, I'm not choosing a direction. You know what to do with me. You know what this means. Come on. But yes, so in other words, there's a lot of things. A lot of things that are essentially just kind of presenting themselves to you. And there's a lot of uncertainty about, again, which thing should be focused on, okay? It's leading to just kind of like a lot of uncertainty, a lack of a sense of direction because you're not really sure which one needs to be focused on. And there's just kind of like, as always with the Moon, there's that sense of the unknown and fear of the unknown. And yeah. Right now though, like, yeah, things are a little fucking chaotic right now, okay? Because there's a lot going on. There's a lot that might be requiring your attention or asking for your attention currently. But right now, what you do need to be focusing on is this, which is releasing the grief. Okay? Releasing the grief and not letting it drag you down as much. Like, obviously with things like depression, there's only so much you can do before it comes and like claps your ass again. Why did I just say that way? I'm not even gonna ask which one of you fuckers that was. uh... Oh boy. Anyway. It's true though. It's true. A phrasing I would usually try to avoid on stream because I do try to, you know, try to a certain extent, you know, behave and not be a complete degenerate. But, oh, thanks. It's true. It's very fitting, especially as someone who has struggled with that and has in fact had depression clap my cheeks in a not so fun way pretty heavily over the past few weeks. Yeah. It's a pretty accurate description. But yes, there's only so much you can do with depression before it comes back. But the most you can do in those moments is just hang on. And just do your best to just be in those moments, to just exist in those moments, and to just let those emotions pass. Because they always will. They always will. So just do your best to just kind of release the hold that this grief has on you. And the release, there's a hold that, you know, like, depression and all that sort of shit has on you as well, okay? And the best way to do that, especially if it's something that unfortunately you can't do a whole lot about, like with depression, is just focus on taking care of yourself, okay? Just focus on taking care of yourself. There are some days that are going to be more of a struggle than others. Of course. That's the case with any sort of grief, but that's especially true of depression. It's just learning to exist alongside it. And trying to be as gentle and compassionate with yourself as you navigate it. So. Oh. You just got like 2 cards here. Okay. The first card, New Moon in Pisces, Attune to the Divine, and First Quarter Moon in Capricorn, Unleash Your Kindest Self. And New Moon in Pisces. You have the opportunity to slip into the flow of life now. When that happens, you want what is happening, and what is happening is what you want. Your manifesting is working perfectly. Just make sure that you stay attuned to your higher self, and you'll be well on your way to feeling blissfully happy and in tune with your dreams. Meditation is the best way to connect with your higher self, so practice it if you know how, or try learning from an online instructional video. Above all else, be kind to yourself and others. Funny. So that's the last line. And the next card is Unleash Your Kindest Self. Manifesting focus for this card is an especially good sign for matters related to spirituality, contacting other realms, taking some time out, or dealing with a fear. Which does go in line with that reading, that last part does, about taking time out and dealing with fear. Manifesting mindset says, the more you can believe that all is well, the more all will be well for you. Which does kind of go in line with that Five of Cups energy, because that Five of Cups energy upright is like, it's all about like focusing on the 3 cups that have been knocked over and focusing on those so heavily that you don't see the 2 that are still there, which is a common thing that I say a lot with this card, is remember not to focus, not just like focus on everything that's gone wrong, everything that's going bad, and doing your best to focus on the good that you still have around you and enjoying that good that is still around you as a way of just kind of helping you pull yourself back a little bit. Manifestation affirmation for this is, my conscious dreams create my reality. And then we have first quarter moon in Capricorn. Unleash your kindest self. Are you being too hard on yourself? Or someone else? Do you think you need to be strict with yourself or other people to get to where you want to go? Your challenge now is to be disciplined in terms of doing what needs to be done to get what you want without sucking all the joy out of it. Feeling good about life is one of the most powerful tools you have when it comes to manifesting, so be kind and be your most charming self. So, yeah, don't be so hard on yourself. And don't be so strict on yourself. Especially if there's a lot of shit that needs to be done, but you don't have the energy to do it. You don't have the energy to do it. Plain and simple. You can't just magically create more energy and go make yourself do the shit that needs to be done, okay? Manifesting Mix says, it's good to be realistic, but you don't want to have the stench of reality so far up your nose that you can no longer smell life's perfumes. Manifesting Mindset for this says, butting heads with others just wears you out in the end, so get into the right mindset for manifesting by deciding you're no longer going to take the bait or provoke a situation. Yeah. There's no affirmation for this one. But yeah, I get that. I have been sleeping a lot lately myself because depression. Depression will do that to you. And, you know, especially if you have seasonal affective disorder. Otherwise known as SAD, whoever created the name for that, fuck you. But yeah, if you have seasonal affective disorder, you know, your mood tends to just kind of, you know, it's most common that your mood will drop a lot in the colder months. So once fall comes around, you'll slowly start declining into a decline with your mood, and that often translates into sleeping a lot more. There are other people that do have the reverse of that, though, where it honestly depends on the person. Some people get seasonal affective disorder for like spring and summer. I feel like it's just most common that it ends up being in fall and winter during the darker parts of the year. So, yeah. I'm one of those people who definitely just kind of definitely has my mood drop in the darker part of the year. So, yeah. I can say though that this is probably in recent memory probably a time where I've been sleeping the longest. And it isn't even winter yet. Well, I mean, just like daily life, even cutting social media usage out and shit, but still having the knowledge of like everything that's occurring around me is still so incredibly fucking draining. There's a lot going on, so it's understandable. So just remember to be kind to yourself and to be gentle with yourself, and it's something that I try to remind myself of every fucking day. Do I listen to it half the time? Fuck no. To be fair though, and to give myself some credit, I have gotten better about it over the past couple of years, but it's still a struggle sometimes. And I mean, yeah, but it's progress. So, but yeah. Yeah. So yeah, just remember to be nice to yourself, okay? Take it to the altar. Going in line with that one. They want you to go to them, okay? Go to them for help, for support, okay? So, talk with them. Talk with them. And that's something that my own guides have been helping me with as well. I know that feeling, but know that they're still there regardless of if you can hear them or not, or regardless of if you can sense them or not, okay? Like, I don't hear mine too frequently anymore. But I can always feel them. I feel a lot of like just like warm touches occasionally, especially at night when I'm in bed. They really like keeping me warm. And there will either be a warmth against my back or just in front of me. Sometimes both. And, occasionally, they'll also just kind of like stroke my hair a lot. Or I'll just feel something warm against my forehead. So, just know that they're there, okay? In some form or another, that they're still there. They're still listening. And it's okay if you need to rely on them for a little bit of extra help. Or for a little bit of extra support. So. Yeah. Also, just putting it out there, if you struggle to do your own tarot readings frequently, and you want to try to get into the practice of, like, doing some, like, daily card pull, if you can, at some point, try to get the Therapet's deck. Honestly, that's been, like, as someone who's, like, been there before and has felt the pull to the cards many times, but I just didn't have the energy to do so. And as someone who once, for a good chunk of time there, just kind of felt like I wasn't really able to connect with the cards too well during, like, one of my worst moments back in, like, 2023 and, like, part of 2024. It was something that made me very sad, and I wanted to do readings, but every time I tried to give myself one, it didn't make sense because I wasn't really in the right headspace to be giving one to myself. And also, when you're kind of in that sort of headspace, you often read into the cards in the worst way possible. Which has value, if you recognize that, by the way. Because that's likely your shadow trying to tell you something. But it also made things a lot worse for me. Because I felt like that was them being harsh with me, when in reality, it was me. It was me. I was being harsh with myself, and that was being reflected back at me. Because my shadow was trying to tell me something. And eventually, I decided, like, okay, this isn't going too well. But I still want to do readings, so I'm going to pull a card from a deck that I know is going to be super gentle, always. And that doesn't have another option. And for me, that was the Therapet's deck. Finding the right decks for the right moments, and using those decks in the right moments, it can be very helpful. It's not saying that you need those, or that you need to, you know, get more decks or anything. But just from personal experience, Therapet's deck. If you want to do a daily pull for yourself, but you don't want to make anxiety or depression worse because you're reading into the cards in the worst way possible and seeing all of the negative aspects of it, the Therapet's deck doesn't have any harshness, but it will still offer some amount of guidance, and it comes with affirmations that, you know, are frequently very, very helpful. I want to say it was like literally less than $20, and you can get it from Barnes and Noble. Hold on. Yeah, it's $20. It's $20. If you are curious and you want a link. Oh, yes, I have a link. Hell yeah. That means you don't have to pay shipping if you just want to get it shipped to you. But yeah. So I hope that message helps. Good. Okay. It is your turn, Kazi. Let's see what we have here tonight, Kazi. And there was a floor card. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. That one was also sideways. I wanted to give it a chance to actually choose a direction. We have the Two of Wands, the Seven of Wands, and Ten of Cups. These all flipped out sideways. So the reversals are being called on a little bit here. So the Ten of Cups here, the Ten of Cups reversal is pointing towards like a general dissatisfaction with life and just with where you are currently, okay? And you're hoping to work towards anyway, the Ten of Cups upright moment where you do find that contentment and that happiness and that fulfillment that you're looking for, that you want with life, building that sort of life for yourself, okay? And to get there, with that Two of Wands card here, it's essentially like everything is still in the early stages right now, and to get to this point, you're going to need to just kind of have some sort of a plan in place. Just kind of, and that doesn't necessarily mean like have a fully fleshed out plan, okay? That just means kind of get an idea of what you need to get in order to get to here, okay? Just contemplate and reflect on the things that... No, I don't think so. I don't think there's any sort of like that going on right now, but it's essentially just reminding you, you know, like make sure you have some semblance of a plan. Remember that you have just not even have some semblance of a plan together. Just make sure you know what you want. Just reflect on what it is that you truly want out of this situation and what you sort of want that to look like for you, okay? And then just kind of figure out where you need to put that effort, to put that work to actually get to that outcome. Like I said, I don't think it's that either. It's just, yeah. Essentially, just, this would still be like the, yeah. Yeah. That's why it's important to, you know, like, kind of first figure out what it is that you really want and what you want your life to look like. So, yeah. Because this is still the early stages here with the Two of Wands energy. This is like the energy of just kind of beginning to just kind of like see the path ahead. And putting that plan in place. I mean, that's all up to you. Okay. We have a new moon in Pisces again, which is attuned to the divine. You have the opportunity to slip into the flow of life now. When that happens, you want what is happening, and what is happening is what you want. Your manifesting is working perfectly. Just make sure that you stay attuned to your higher self, and you'll be well on your way to feeling blissfully happy and in tune with your dreams. Meditation is the best way to connect with your higher self, so practice it if you know how, or try learning from an online instructional video. Above all else, be kind to yourself and others. The manifesting focus for this says this is an especially good sign for matters related to spirituality, contacting other realms, taking some time out, or dealing with a fear. Manifesting mindset says the more you can believe that all is well, the more all will be well for you. And the affirmation for this is, my conscious dreams create my reality. Inquire with spirit. Going very in line with this. So they just kind of want you to ask them. Okay. If you have more questions, inquire with them. Oh. But yeah. Essentially, and also inquire with yourself. I would also say that as well. Both of these cards give that energy as well. Because again, this is all about you and your happiness, okay? Only you know what would make you happy and what that sort of life would look like. No one else gets to decide that for you. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. So, I hope that message helps. Sure. What did you want clarified? Well, that's actually funny because I was literally about to say the Two of Wands is a positive thing, and this card itself also was positive. But the Two of Wands energy, besides bringing that energy of just why I say it's the early stages and why I say it's like the beginnings of just kind of forming that plan, is the Two of Wands energy brings that energy of just kind of like, use the cliche, the world is your oyster. There's a lot of potential there. It means there's a lot of potential. First, you just kind of have to refine that and figure out what it is that you truly want and what you truly want to be doing. Same thing. Wheel of Fortune. So, yes. Yeah. But yeah, so I hope that message helps. To try to finish my tea before it goes completely cold. Okay. Yeah, of course. Oof. Hiccups. Okay. Before I forget, let me go ahead and issue a last call for Q here. I'll leave it open for a little bit longer if anyone else still wants to join. I did intend for this to be a shorter stream anyway, but I did end up feeling better than I thought I would, especially after I got some tea. Yeah, just make sure that, like, you know what you want out of it. It's not necessarily about having a plan, as I said earlier. It's about knowing what you want. Because there's a lot of potential, and because there are a lot of ways that you could potentially start going about it, it's important to just kind of figure out what you want that path to look like, and what you want out of the situation. And refining that idea as necessary, you know, and refining that plan as necessary. Kind of, yeah, pretty much. Okay. Oof. Alright, let's see. Whew. What we got for you tonight, Kelt? Those are two cards stuck together. Okay. How many cards did that just fucking fling out at me? Hold on, let me... I'll stand up here to make sure I didn't miss one. Oops. Looks like it just flung one onto the floor. Excuse you, that was like way too many cards there. Okay. First one. Lord of Pentacles. Yep, okay. The Nine of Swords reversed. Mm-hmm. The Five of Cups. Oh boy. Oh boy. Now I see why there were so many cards. Because there's apparently a lot going on here. So, essentially, this is a reminder to just kind of loosen your grip a little bit with that Four of Pentacles energy, okay? Loosen your grip a little. It's not that you're necessarily holding too tightly to something, okay? But, there might be a little bit too much that... And I don't mean this in a bad way, but there might be a little bit too much about the situation that you're just kind of trying to control. And again, I don't mean that in a bad way. It's not... I don't mean that in the sense of being controlling. I mean that in the sense of just kind of... There's unfortunately only so much about life and everything that goes on around us that we can actually control. Unfortunately. And, it just kind of... Sorry, I just noticed I accidentally bumped my tripod at some point. Yeah. I know that feeling all too well. I always, like... I have some really fucking deep set issues with that just kind of unfortunately come with growing up in a very, very poor family. I struggle with buying anything for myself that doesn't have... that isn't a necessity. That doesn't have, like, a set purpose. I struggle with buying things for myself for some amount of enjoyment, because for most of my life that wasn't really an option, and the necessities had to come first. And that is a thing that I do associate with this card, is just kind of reflecting on those... Reflecting on those just sorts of beliefs and patterns around how we just kind of experience abundance, and specifically surrounding, like, finances and resources as a whole, but specifically finances. Because we far too often just kind of feel like, especially when we come from that sort of background, we often feel like, you know, there's just no... there's, you know, like, if it's something that we don't need, then, you know, like, we feel like there's no point in buying it, even if it's something that we really want, even if it's something that, you know, maybe isn't a necessity, but, maybe isn't a necessity, but would, you know, like, have some amount of usefulness. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I know that feeling. I know that feeling. But yeah, like like I said, I know that feeling. I struggle with buying myself like anything. That even applies to necessities sometimes. But I struggle with buying myself anything. Like, I'm literally, like, currently flip-flopping on if I should get the decks or not. Cause next, here in a couple of days, I'll have enough money to combine with the amount that I have for my goal there to get those 3 decks that are part of that goal plus an extra one. And I'm currently fighting myself about whether I should actually buy those or not here in a few days when I have enough money. Because, for those of you who might be aware, for those of you who might not be aware, rather, because of the government shutdown, food stamp benefits are going to be delayed indefinitely. So starting next month, things are gonna get rough. Things are gonna get real fucking rough. And, like, I won't be, like, completely just shit out of luck, though, unfortunately, there will be far too many people who will. That are just going to get absolutely fucked by this. But, like, I won't be absolutely shit out of luck because Adam will be able to just kind of somewhat cover the cost, but it's also going to that also means that I'll just suffer. I'll just suffer, like, in a different way. Like, obviously the money has to come from somewhere, but, you know, food is kind of more important. So, you know, unless the government gets their shit together by, you know, like, next month, I might not be getting food stamps for next month. So that's a whole situation that's been causing a lot of anxiety. Like, it brings me some comfort knowing that Adam can kind of, like, help in that regard. But it also sucks knowing that... Yeah. I have to make sacrifices elsewhere, but... Yeah. 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 But yeah. So, essentially what this is saying here is, like, you might have to loosen your grip here on something and just kind of relinquish control somewhere. But at the same time, you know, make sure that you're just kind of... Because the Four of Pentacles is all about, like, setting better foundations for yourself, okay? And another aspect of that, and part of setting better foundations for yourself, is inspecting the foundation in the first place. Which means inspecting and reflecting on your just kind of beliefs and on your patterns, your thought patterns around, like, resources and finances. Because there's often, like, there's very often, for, like I said earlier, for people who just kind of grew up in a place of lack, there's often a pattern that needs to be break there. Some aspect of shadow there that just kind of needs to be worked with. And with the Nine of Swords and the Five of Cups reversed, you're just kind of being reminded and asked to just kind of work through those anxieties and fears, and just kind of work on releasing them and releasing the grief and such that you're carrying with you, okay? Like, if this is something that you can afford right now without fucking yourselves over in some other place, then yeah. Go for it. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I understand. I understand that. I know it's kind of hard to... Kind of hard to actually spend money on things that you actually want. There's 2 cards. Okay. We have first quarter moon in Libra. Keep your heart open. Ooh. Funny. The opening line for this card goes really in line with what I said about the Four of Pentacles. Are you too attached to someone, or perhaps to your current goal? It's a wonderful thing to care deeply. However, if you start to smother the person or situation you love, you could run into trouble. Work with others as you move towards your goals, but don't become so dependent that you give away your power. Keep your heart open. This card can also suggest that it's time to negotiate something, and the way to manifest your goals now could be to come up with a solution that pleases everyone. Manifesting Mix for this says, there's a need to be adored here, which is fine. We all have that trait to an extent, but if it tips you into self-doubt, it's gone too far. Manifesting Mindset for this says, it's important that you don't allow yourself to get set in your ways. Keep your heart and mind open. Believe in your gorgeousness. And there's no affirmation for this card. But yes, so going in line with that Four of Pentacles energy, this card is also reminding you to loosen your grip a little bit. But that doesn't mean, you know, close yourself off. Take it to the altar. Oh, the first thing that came to mind when I actually saw this card, I also realized I removed them quite a while ago. During one of my lower moments. Do you remember the poems I wrote like a year ago? I never released the updated version to one of them. And I've actually been meaning to do that again, and actually post them again, and I really should. There's a line. It'll make sense if I actually, like, show you the poem. You'll know exactly why I say this reminds me of it. It reminds me of the first one that I wrote. It was the one that was titled, that was inspired by the Devil card. The one that the title for it was obviously the Devil, but in parentheses it was the title of it was the Devil, but the Devil was had a strike through it. It was crossed out, and in parentheses it was there was Obsidian Mirror. Essentially the title was the Obsidian Mirror, and the Devil was crossed out. Yeah. There was a second verse to that I wrote that I never actually released. There's a line that's very similar to this. Remind me after stream or towards the end of stream, and I will yes. This was actually what led, it's actually what led to the rename. Like, that seed was planted long before I ever actually made the change. But yeah, remind me before I end stream and I'll actually try to post. I'll post those again. Because, at least one of them was like... At least one of them was actually updated. I believe it was just the one. Like... I had started writing the second verse not too long after I posted those poems, that batch of poems. And sometime towards the end of last year, I finished rewriting it, but I never posted it. And then earlier this year, in one of my lower moments, I actually ended up removing those entirely from the Discord. So, yeah. But the first thought that came up with this card here, Kels, with Take It to the Altar, is give it to them. Okay. Give it to them. This. Give all this to them. But I hope that message helps. Of course. Thank you for stopping by. I have been meaning to actually, you know, message you guys, but I also have been not doing too great. So the past couple of weeks, for whatever reason, have just kind of been a little difficult, but like I'm I'm doing okay. But yeah, I've been struggling a bit, and I haven't been like feeling well enough to actually just like really say much of anything. But yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it is. Especially with it being this close to Halloween already. Yeah. Okay. It's your turn, who watches the watch, if you're still here. Well, while I have a moment, before I forget, and while I still have it in my head, let me go find where the fuck I put those poems. I did put it here. Okay. And I shall post those. Great. So I can start okay. Have that open, and I will post them after stream here. Anyway, it looks like the other person isn't here anymore, so let me go ahead and just empty out Q, and then we'll just get into our closing collective here. Okay. Okay. We have the Ace of Cups reversed, the Page of Cups reversed, the Knight of Cups, the Fool reversed, and the Ten of Pentacles reversed. So there's quite a message here. So, there's essentially just kind of like there's this sense of just kind of like closing yourself off. Okay. A sense here of just kind of like closing yourself off. Okay. And just not really expressing yourself emotionally here. Okay. And just kind of closing yourself off emotionally. Perhaps because you don't really know what to do with those emotions, or perhaps because, you know, you're just repressing them just because that was just kind of the way that you were taught growing up. Because there is an element here of just kind of like childhood. Like your upbringing and your childhood here with that Ten of Pentacles reversed energy. And you're kind of closing yourself off due to these past patterns, and you're just kind of going back to that past and worrying about everything that could possibly go wrong if you were to just kind of like open yourself up. And actually express those emotions and give those emotions space. Which is preventing you just kind of... It's creating a blockage, and it's preventing you from like really moving forward in a meaningful way with the things that you want to do. Okay. And it's the Ace of Cups reversed as a reminder to open yourself up. Okay. Like, most of these did pop out, like, well, some of these, anyway, did pop out, like, sideways, anyway. So, Ace of Cups reversed is a reminder to keep your heart open, okay? And to not internalize those things, and to not internalize those things and to express those emotions properly, okay? Internalizing those emotions and repressing them only leads to further future problems, okay? Repressing emotions is never a good idea, and it's often just going to cause you more pain in the future. And in the worst of cases, it can lead to pent-up resentment. It's best to express those emotions openly, and give them an outlet of some form or another, okay? And if there's a lot going on for you, like, don't be afraid to just kind of, like, talk about these things with others. And let others, you know, like, support you through that. And like I said earlier, with the, what was it, second collective, I think, that I did, accepting help doesn't necessarily mean letting others help you in a bigger way. Sometimes it just means accepting support and letting others carry that load with you. And like I said earlier, think of it as the Frodo Baggins and Samwise Gamgee situation, okay? Share the load. It's not a burden that needs to be carried alone. And yeah, express yourself emotionally, express yourself creatively if you need to, coming from this like Page of Cups energy. Okay, open yourself up and follow your heart a little bit, okay? Don't worry about all the obstacles, don't worry about all the setbacks, all the consequences, okay? Just, yeah. Just find a way to express those emotions. Okay, find a way to express them. Even if that ends up just kind of being talking with someone about what's going on, what's bothering you. Even if that's just journaling to help get those things out, or even if that's just creating something with those emotions and giving those emotions an outlet that way. Okay, because there is a heavy creative energy here with the Page of Cups and also the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups. The Page of Cups and the Knight of Cups. Okay, there is a pretty heavy creative energy with those two. Okay, especially with the Page of Cups. But, I mean, it's also present in the Knight of Cups as well, because the Knight of Cups is like the energy of, like, a poet. It's the energy of a poet, of a writer, of a romantic. Okay. Of a painter. It's the energy of someone who sees the beauty in life and who perhaps romanticizes life a little bit. And hey, if romanticizing life and adding a bit of whimsy to your life is what helps get you through, then so be it. Like, I'm just gonna say, there's a reason why there were so many creatives throughout history, especially during times of turmoil. Okay? It's not just because they had nothing else to do. Okay. Actually, we're gonna get two, because I just realized we just got, I pulled 5 cards. Let's get 2 Oracle cards. We got 1. Let's get another. Hello. Okay. That one definitely going in line with that Fool energy. Specifically, Fool. We have New Moon in Scorpio, go deeper, and New Moon in Capricorn, step up and lead. New Moon in Scorpio. You're regaining control. New Moon in Scorpio, go deeper. You're regaining control of a situation that cut deep. You've moved through your fears and can now see where this issue has come from. Now isn't the time to gloss over the facts. Rather, it's time for you to face your darkest concerns and go deeper. Your situation may need to crumble before it can be renewed. Magic is called for. It's crucial to stay strong now. Sexually, it's time to reach for true communion with your partner. Financially, this is a blessed time to work with someone on a joint venture. It's time to release a grudge. Manifesting focus. This card is an especially good sign for matters related to sex, money, or an obsession you've been grappling with. Manifesting mindset. Know that you're magic. Clear out negativity to supercharge your manifesting powers. Manifestation affirmation for this is, life goes in cycles and my life is now regenerating. And then we have New Moon in Capricorn, step up and lead. The good news is that you know what you want, and on some level you know how to get it. Step up and know that you're the boss of your own life. A new, more disciplined approach is needed, or a new plan. Strategy is called for. This card reminds you that ambition isn't a dirty word. Whatever you want to create in your life. There's no such thing as too big a goal, but break your plans into smaller achievable pieces. Slow and steady wins the race. Release any blocks to success. Manifesting focus. This card is an especially good sign for matters related to your professional life, life goals, and ambitions, or a work colleague. Manifesting mindset. Think about where you want to be in a year. Consciously visualize it. Write a 12-month plan detailing how you're going to get there. I'm sorry, I just kind of laughed a little bit because I looked at the other page and I saw one of the deities / divine energies that was like mentioned here in this little section. Of course, the first fucking name that catches my eye is Archangel Michael. Hi, Michael. Also, kindly fuck off. Thank you. I also find that kind of funny, considering there's a message here of being creative, and one of the biggest fucking craft stores that's still around here in the US is Michael's. Because fuck Hobby Lobby. But anyway. The affirmation for this one is, the harder I work, the luckier I get. Okay. We'll get... I was about to say, I suppose we'll get 2 cards here, and then immediately this deck pops out with a nope. Okay, fine. The fucking sass from this deck. Okay. We'll get 1 card and we'll like it, I guess. And that card is by all means yes. Okay. But yes. So, open yourself up, like keep your heart open and express yourself emotionally, but also, like I said, there is an emphasis too on expressing yourself creatively, okay? There is that message there as well. So, don't... Yeah. Follow your heart in regards to, you know, going after what you want and following those creative pursuits. But also listen to your heart. Listen to what it's telling you. Listen to what those emotions are telling you, okay? And let it guide you a little. Okay, so I hope that message helps for anyone who needed to hear it. But now it is time for me to unfortunately call it here so that I can go... So I can go get some rest. And go wind down for the night, because I've been falling asleep pretty early lately. Because, I I've been in the process for like the past week. I've been in the process of, well, about the past week. It's been like 5 days or so, I think, of like fixing my sleep schedule. So, because my sleep schedule was fucked. And like I have this time actually been making progress on it. Finally. But I have been falling asleep like a little bit too early for my preferences. Like it's currently going on like 8 p.m. and I usually would have already been in bed by now. And even then I would still be sleeping about like fucking 12 hours and waking up like around like fucking 6 a.m. Cause like the past couple of nights I've been falling asleep around like fucking 6. So but yeah. So I am doing a little bit better today. I'm only just now starting to kind of get tired. So but yeah. Still, it's time for me to go wind down for the night and maybe go get a snack. But yeah. So, thank you all for stopping by, whether you joined the queue, talked in chat, or just lurked. I appreciate you sharing your time with me. I hope to see you all again soon, but bye for now.